Okay, so today we're going to focus on our city, and we're going to be drawing, and then we're going to be using the China markers, but they're white this time, and then possibly a white oil pastel if you get that far, okay? So first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be creating we're going to learn about contrast so that I can create a black and white city that stands out from my background of colorful planets. So last week when you were in here, we glued down our planets and we also tore the paper. So we can kind of set the city in here. So before you get started anywhere else, I'm going to cut off any planet that's kind of sticking out of the side. So I usually flip it upside down. And then I cut off the pieces here. Set that aside. If you want to turn it the other way, that's fine too. I just think it's kind of easier to look at it that way. So these pieces I could, if I wanted to have, whoops, not that way. I could have a little planet peeking out like this off to the side too. And that would be something I could do with these extra little pieces if you want to. Okay, so I've got this ready to go. We're going to eventually slide the city in here. So we're going to get, this is the foreground in front. The middle ground will be the city, which we're about to work on. And this is the background with all the colorful planets. So I have these Space City worksheets. And what I want you to notice about them is they're all very simple geometric shapes. So you have lots of rectangles and squares and circles. You could have other geometric shapes as well. And you want to use up most of the area with these simple shapes. And it's just like, think of it as like a tower or blocks that you're stacking. So you want to keep it pretty simple. So what I have done, I've already pre-drawn the dome on there for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to put my name and my code on there in case I don't get to add this today, which is unlikely. So this dome part right here, I have already added it on, so you don't even have to think about that. So right now, all you're going to do is you are going to add, maybe I'll have like a half circle here. You're going to add your buildings, which are just, like I said, very, very simple shapes. And you can make it look however you want. You can have them connecting. You can have, like, these would be like the chimney stacks, however you want your city to look. So very, very simple shapes. So when we use these China markers, and we've used these before, the one thing I don't want you to do, and I still have people doing this, is I don't want you to take this string and pull it. I'm going to be the only one who pulls it because it makes it really difficult for me to fix once it's been pulled. So if you run out of white space up here, please bring it to me and I will peel it for you. Okay? So these are just nice and bright white. It's China marker, so it has like a waxy feel, and it gets its name China marker because you can write on China, which is pottery. So when I'm doing this, I'm just tracing over all the lines. I'm not worried about rushing to beat anyone else. I just want to make sure I trace them one little section at a time. And I also, some of my drawing was a little rough, so I'm going to kind of clean up my lines and my edges and make it look a little more interesting and much cleaner than what I had. Okay, I have a circle inside here. And I'm not going to do all of it, but you can kind of see how I have started. Okay, so I have half of it about outlined. And then I would do it to the rest of it. Okay, once you finish with this, and I'm not finished, but we're going to pretend that I have all of this edge here, these little areas traced, then I use white oil pastels, and kind of like what we did with shadowing the planets, I'm going to go around the edge here. This is the edge I'm going to cut. And you want to do this before you do the cutting because it's a lot easier to smudge the buildings. And this is going to give it this dome effect, and it's going to make it look like it's like the outer level or like the kind of little shine to it. And then I'm going to flip it around and I'm just going to smudge it, and I'm just working my finger kind of back and forth to smudge it on here. Okay, just so it's not a perfect white. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. If I wanna color in some of my buildings, I certainly can do that. And then when you finish that, then you're gonna take your scissors and then you're gonna cut around where you see that line that I drew here. And then you're gonna cut all the way around it just like that. So, and then this will be recycled. So once you finish this, you're gonna eventually be sliding it in here. And next week I'll give you that final step that you'll be doing. So you'll have two papers at this point. One that has your sky, your galaxy, and your 5+ planets with the shadows. And then the second sheet, you'll have your city and then kind of your soft edge about it. And I'll have these sheets on your table to help you out.